Hello, everybody! We are back! I'm Miko Sanchez. Thank you for coming and welcome to episode 4 of Pokémon Exploration. Yay! I'm so glad you're here after all that time off. After a long time, we are finally back. This series is finally back from the graveyard, and now we can finally retrieve and have fun and peace as we begin this adventure together. Yeah, I took a break from the series after only 3 episodes, but now I'm back and ready to bring you some more episodes for you guys, as we are just begun in the Kanto region. So if you're ready for it, good, because it's about to go down like it never happened. Are you all ready for today's episode? Then let's get started. For this episode 4, we're looking at Charmander. I'm so excited to share this journey with you guys, and boy, it's about to go down once and for all. For those who haven't seen episode 3, our previous episode we did was Ivysaur. Make sure you go check it out after you're done watching this video. It's up there at the top right corner of the screen, so click the info card above, watch anytime you want, however you want. With all that being said, let's get the show started. Are you all ready? Great. Then here we go. So, what is Charmander? Charmander, Japanese, Itokaike, is a fire-type Pokemon introduced in Generation 1. It evolves into Charmeleon starting at level 16, which evolves into Charizard starting at level 36. Along with Bulbasaur and Squirtle, Charmander is one of 3 starter Pokemon of Kanto, available at the beginning of Pokemon Red, Green, Blue, Fire Red, and Leaf Green. Okay, so this should be pretty good. Let's take a look at and see more about Charmander. Charmander is the Lizard Pokemon. Japanese name Itoke. Number is 004. Type is Fire. Abilities include Blaze and Soul Power, which is the hidden ability. The gender ratio: 87.5% male, 12.5% female. Catch rate is 45, which is 11.9%, so keep that in mind. Breeding egg groups are Monster and Dragon. Edge time 5,140 to 5,396 steps. Height is 2 feet tall, or 0.6 meters. Weighs 18.7 pounds, or 8.5 kilograms. Base experience yield is 65 in Generation 1. Generations 1 through in Generations 1 through 4, and 62 in Generation 5 onwards. Leveling rate is medium slow. Effective effort value yield total is 1. No hit points, no attack, no defense, no special attack, no special defense, and 1 speed. So yeah, that's it. And finally, the shape and footprint on your screen right now. Pokedex color is red, and base friendship is 70. So that's all. Now let's get into the biology. Charmander is a bipedal reptilian Pokemon with primarily a orange body and blue eyes. Its underside for the chest down, and the soles of its feet are cream colored. It has 2 small fangs visible in its upper jaw and 2 smaller fangs in its lower jaw. A fire burns at the tip of this Pokemon's slender tail. It has blades there since Charmander's birth. The flame can be used as an indication of Charmander's health and mood, burning brightly when the Pokemon is strong, weakly when it's exhausted, and wavering when it's happy, and blazing when it is enraged. It is said that Charmander dies if its flame goes out. However, if the Pokemon is healthy, the flame will continue to burn even if it gets a bit wet, and it's said to steam in the rain. Charmander can be found in hot mountainous areas. However, it is found far more often in the ownership of trainers. As shown in Pokemon Snap, Charmander exhibits pack behavior, calling others of its species if it finds food. Okay, so let's move on. In the anime, main series, major appearances: Ash Charmander. Charmander physically debuted in Charmander, the Stray Pokemon, where Ash, Misty, and Brock found him after he was abandoned by his trainer, Dabian, who only cared about raising strong Pokemon. At first, Charmander refused to leave the spot he was at, believing Dabian would return for him. However, when a rainstorm picked up, Charmander grew ill, and Ash took him to a Pokemon Center. Charmander realized that Dabian was no good and allowed Ash to catch him. He has since evolved into Charmeleon, and then Charizard. Ash's Charmander also appeared in I Choose You, which is set in a different continuity from the main series. In this continuity, it previously belonged to Cross and evolved into Charmeleon after defeating a Jigglypuff in battle. It later evolved into Charizard after defeating Cross's Lycanroc. Yeah, Zippo. Richie owned a Charmander nicknamed Zippo, which debuted in A Friend Indeed. It would evolve into Charmeleon by its appearance in A Pair Trapped! Team Go-Getters. A Charmander starred in Pokemon Mystery Dungeon. Team Go-Getters out of the gate as the leader of Team Go-Getters. Elaine's Charmander. A Charmander appeared in a flashback in Mega Evolution Special 1. as the uninvolved form of Elaine's Charizard. Trevor's Charmander. Trevor's Charmander first appeared in Summer of Discovery. It will be revealed to have evolved into Charmeleon by a legend photo op, and then into Charizard by a league of his own. In Journey to the Starting Line, Gilbert intended to start his journey as a Pokemon trainer, but the trio of Kanto starter Pokemon were scared off when Ash's Tauros stampeded through Professor Oak's house. I know. Professor Oak, Tracy, Delia, and Gilbert split up to find the 3 missing Pokemon. The Charmander was the first one to be found. Okay, in a 6-pack attack, a Charmander went with Professor Oak on his trip to Owen, along with a Bulbasaur and Squirtle. In the right place and in the right mime, another Charmander was seen in Professor Oak's possession, along with another Bulbasaur and Squirtle. In the fires of a red-hot reunion, a Charmander was part of Professor Oak's demonstration of the Kanto starters during the Kanto Fair. Another Charmander was owned by the Kanto Fair host. Seeking it inspired Ash to bring his Charizard back onto his team. In Sword and Shield, The Darkest Day, Leon's Charizard was revealed to have been a Charmander in a flashback. It has since made more flashback appearances in Pokemon Journeys, the series. Okay, minor appearances. Oh, it's blue? I better go fix that already. Alright, now it's fixed. Moving on. Moving on to minor appearances. Charmander made its debut in Pokemon I Choose You, where Ash trained about one as his prospective starter. In Battle aboard the St. Anne, multiple Charmander were aboard the St. Anne. In Hypno's Nap Time, our Charmander was in Hop Hop Town's Pokemon Center. In Pokemon Fashion Flash, a Charmander was on Citrus Street. In the Ultimate Test, a Charmander appeared as an image in the dubbed version, while another was owned by the Pokemon League admissions exam instructor. In the Breeding Center Secret, a Charmander was seen evolving on TV for a commercial about Cassidy's and Butch's Breeding Center, while another one appeared in Center. In Pikachu's Vacation, a Charmander was at the Pokemon theme park. In Friends to the End, a trainer's Charmander was at the closing ceremonies of the Indigo Plateau Conference. I know. So that's it. A Charmander appeared in the Japanese flight credits of Pikachu's Rescue Adventure. A starter Charmander appeared in a flashback in Don't Touch That Dial. Okay. A Charmander appeared in Gotta Rule the School, under the ownership of the Pokemon Traders School. It was temporarily loaned to one of the school's underage students for use. In The Right Place and the Right Mime, a Charmander was at Professor Oak's library. In Beluetta's Moonlight Serenade, a Charmander was watching Beluetta's concert. In a flashback in I Choose You, a Charmander was chosen by Tierno as his starter Pokemon. In a crowning moment of truth, a trainer's Charmander attended the Wellfire Festival. In Alola Kanto, a wild Charmander was sleeping at Professor Oak's library. A trainer's Charizard appeared in The Power of Us. A trainer's Charmander appeared in the Where Are You Going, Eevee segment at the end of Liliair and the Staff. It reappeared during a flashback in We Know Where You're Going, Eevee. In Mewtwo Strikes Back Evolution, a Charmander was at Old Shore Wharf. In Legend, Go! Friends, go! A Charmander was one of the starter Pokemon Professor Suri's offered to go, but it was rejected. A Charmander appeared in a fantasy alongside the other starter Pokemon in Getting More Than You Battle For. And a trainer's Charmander appeared in Crowding the Chow Crusher. A trainer's Charmander appeared in Sowell's Spies a Stealthy Strategy. A Charmander appeared in These Could Be the Starts of Something Big. And a trainer's Charmander will appear in HZ001. Another appeared under the ownership of a student of Indigo Academy. So, yeah, Pokemon Horizons, people, get ready for it. And moving on to Pokemon Origins. Red's Charmander. In Pokemon Origins, a Charmander was one of the three Pokemon Professor Oak gave Red and Blue to choose from to start their journey, with Red choosing Charmander, and later evolved into Charmeleon between File 1 Red and File 2 Cubone, and then a Charizard between File 2 Cubone and File 3 Giovanni. In File 1 Red, a Charmander was seen in Professor Oak's introduction. In File 3 Giovanni, a Charmander was seen at the Silph Co., while another was seen in a flashback under the ownership of Giovanni. For Pokemon Generations, a Charmander appeared in the game intro like opening sequence for the adventure. In Pokemon Twilight Wings, in Buddy, a fire breather's Charmander was seen alongside its trainer as they were putting off a fire breathing display for a crowd. Gotcha! A Charmander briefly appeared in Gotcha! In Pokemon Evolutions, our Charmander briefly appeared in The Discovery inside Professor Oak's laboratory. It was seen playing with his fellow starter Pokemon. And in Poketoon, a Charmander appeared in The Pancham Who Wants to Be a Hero, where it was trapped in a cave. So that's it. Let's get into the other characters. Let's get to Charmander. We see Charmander in the anime, progressed Charmander in Pokemon Origins, and Charmander in Pokemon Twilight Wings. So yeah, that's it. Moving on. In the manga, the electric-tailed Pikachu. Ash's Charmander makes a few appearances in the electric tail of Pikachu. The capture of Ash's Charmander diverges considerably from the anime. In the manga, Damien seems to have abandoned his Charmander at the beginning of the chapter Pikachu's Excellent Adventure, but it turns out that he had just been injured and went to the hospital. Ash is shown to own a Charmander despite this. His own Charmander first appears in You Gotta Have Friends. Ash's Charmander capture is not shown in the manga. Instead, when Charmander first appears from his Pokeball, it is simply stated that Ash has been busy since the last comic. Ash's Charmander reappears as a Charizard in the chapter, The Indigo Finals, at the Indigo Plateau Conference. In this chapter, Charizard battles Charlie, Richie's own Charizard. For Magical Pokemon Journey, in Magical Pokemon Journey, the sickly trainer Peanut owns an aggressive Charmander. Peanut's Charmander first appears in Charmander's Peanut. For movie adaptations of Charmander, appeared in a flashback in ICYR1 under the ownership of Professor Oak. For Pokemon Journeys, the series, our Charmander appeared in a flashback in Sword and Shield, The Legends Awaken, Part 1, under the ownership of Leon. It is now his Charizard in the present day. For Pokemon, The Legend of the Dragon King, Akira owns a Charmander, as seen in LDK1. It evolved into a Charizard in the same chapter. Okay, moving on to Pokemon Adventures. For the Red, Green, Blue chapter, Charmander debuted in A Glimpse of the Glow. It first appeared in Red's Fantasy, then as one of Blue's first Pokemon, received from his grandfather, Professor Oak. He has since evolved into a Charmeleon before facing off against Brock in Pewter City, and then to Charizard before the Silph Co battles against Team Rocket. In the Jinx, the Charmander appears as a silhouette when Green Teal talked about Mew. And for X and Y chapter, after X's chest pin, Mauricio lost to him in a battle. X decided to take him and named him Salome in Chespin sows the Seeds of Challenge. He later evolved into a Charmeleon alongside Mauricio, who evolved into a Quilladin in Quilladin Stands. Alright, now you're getting the truth. Moving on to Pokemon, Gotta Catch 'Em All. A Charmander appeared in a background collage in Catch the Poliwag. A Charmander appeared in GDZ 23. A Charmander first appeared in GDZ 33 under the ownership of a researcher. And now for Pokemon Pocket Monsters. In Pokemon Pocket Monsters, Red's rival Green chooses Charmander as its starter Pokemon. Green's Charmander is mischievous and has a rivalry with Red's Clefairy. Green's Charmander has evolved into a Charizard. It seems to be able to skip the Charmeleon stage, as it was seen evolving directly into Charizard. Although it has devolved back to the Charmander stage, it currently seems to have permanently evolved back into Charizard. And Blue also owns a Charmander. Okay, and finally for Pokemon Zensho, in Pokemon Zensho, Satoshi chooses Charmander as his starter Pokemon. And as you can see, you can see Charmander in Pokemon Adventures on the right side of the screen. So there you go, my friends. For other appearances, Super Smash Bros. Brawl, Charmander appears as a trophy. Here's the trophy information: a lizard Pokemon. It just downright likes hot stuff. The always burning tail indicates its mood, waving gently when content and burning when content, and burning intensely when angry. If the tail were to go out, it would be the end of Charmander's life. Its tail is believed to emit steam when it rains. Charmander evolves into Charmeleon by leveling up. For Super Smash Bros. Ultimate, Charmander appears as a Spirit, Detective Pikachu. Multiple Charmander appeared in Detective Pikachu and Celestial. Charmander appeared in the music video for Celestial. And there it is, Charmander in the music video Celestial on the right side of your screen. There it is, you see it right here. Moving on, Pokédex entries. Sword. For Sword, it has a preference for hot things. When it rains, steam is said to spout from the tip of its tail. And for Shield, from the time it is born, a flame burns at the tip of its tail. Its life would end if the flame were to go out. Okay, but let's take a look at stats. 3 HP, 4 attack, 3 defense, 4 special attack, 3 special defense, and 4 speed. So that's it. Let's take a look at the trivia. Niue released a $1 coin featuring Charmander as part of a commemorative promotion for the Pokemon franchise, with Charmander on one side and the nation's coat of arms on the other. In Generation 1, on its sprite and first artwork, Charmander's back is depicted as having a small line of spikes. The spikes were not shown in the sprites and artwork of later generations. Blue Charmander also had these spikes in the Pokemon Adventures manga, where the spikes were larger and easier to see. The spikes were also seen on Green's Charmander from the Pocket Monsters manga. And you can see right here on the right side of your screen, you can see $1 coins from Niue. 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 So yeah, anyways, Charmander, Cyndaquil, and their respective evolutionary lines have exactly the same base stats as in the same distribution. Charmander's hand has an inconsistent number of fingers in its designs. The original sprites designed by Atsuko Nishida for Pokemon Red and Green featured 3 fingers, while the artwork for Ken Sugimori, drew based on those sprites, had 4 fingers. Currently, the trading card game, anime, including movies and specials, artwork unrelated to games and merchandise, use the 3-finger hand design, while the 3D models and the artwork based on those, such as the ones made for Let's Go Pikachu and Let's Go Eevee, featured the 4-fingered hand design. Okay, this should be pretty good. Now let's go on to origin. Charmander's design was based on Charizard in such a way that it was surprising to see it evolve into the latter Pokemon. In particular, Charmander was designed as a lizard, possibly referencing the mythical salamander, as opposed to the real-world amphibian of the same name that inspired its mythical counterpart. This salamander was a fire spirit capable of surviving in extreme heat or flames, and it is sometimes creatively rendered or interpreted in the shape of a lizard. As Charizard is based on a European design, Charmander's lizard-like design seems to reference how Western dragons in folklore are heavily inspired by lizards and other reptiles, as well as how various types of lizards are likened to and named after dragons due to this connection. Its bipedal design and resembles a baby theropod dinosaur. Okay, moving on to name origin. Ooh, there's me a blue, but that's okay. Charmander is a combination of charcoal, carbon residue produced by strongly heating wood, and salamandra, a genus of salamander including 4 species of fire salamander. Hitokage may be a combination of fire, and tokage, lizard, forming together the word Itokage, mythical salamander. Okay, finally closing out this episode. In other languages, in Japanese, Itokage from Itokage, and Itokage, French, Salavinci from Salamandre, and Michi. Spanish, Charmander, same as English name. In German, Glumanda from Glut and Salamander. Italian, Charmander, same as its English name. Korean, the Fatty from Fire and Gori. Mandarin Chinese, Xiao Ho Long from Xiao Ho and Long. And for Cantonese Chinese, the Xiu Fu Lu Hong from Xiu Fu and Lu Hong. So yeah, that's it, and that's it. It's all over. That's it for Charmander. What do you think about this Pokemon? Let me know in the comments below. Let me know in the comment section down below. I'll do my best to make it happen in the next episode. But for now, it's all over. Thanks for watching this episode of Pokemon Exploration. And man, it's good to be back, my friends. I'm so happy to have you back on board. After all that time off, we are finally back, my friends. So thank you so much. We could have done without all of you. So be on the lookout for more great content coming real soon. And I might bring back Inside Animal Crossing. We may never know. Also, be on the lookout for the next episode. Local history coming soon. The next episode, a new episode just dropped. It was about colors. Next episode is E4 Extra. So be on the lookout for that coming soon. And I hope you look forward to expecting more content with you in the near future. I know, right? Yeah, it'll be awesome to see what we could do together. Also, if you're on the lookout for local reviews coming soon, it's about Univision. And expect a new episode of Local History Showdown. Besides, Local History Showdown has already begun. And the next episode is DC Comics versus Marvel Comics. So do not miss it, my friends. I hope this turns out to be great. And I can't wait for that. So stay tuned for that. Otherwise, for the rest of the schedule, please check out some local videos on shelf. For now, thanks for watching. I'm Miguel Sanchez. You be yourself, and I'll see you next time on Pokemon Exploration. Stay tuned for episode 4. We'll be taking a look at the next Pokemon in the Charmander evolution line, Charmeleon. So stay tuned for it, guys. I hope you look forward to it coming soon. It's going to be amazing, so be on the lookout for episode 4. We'll be taking a look at Charmander next time. Until then, if you want to go catch up on past episodes, I got a playlist for you. Go check it out right now. Link to the playlist is up there at the top right corner of the screen. Click the info card above. Watch anytime you want, however you want. It's worth the wait. But all that said, thanks again for watching. Please remember to leave a like, share this video with your friends, leave a comment down below. Don't forget to subscribe to my channel. Also turn on notifications to not miss a new video. Subscribe to notifications to not miss a new video from me as we're on the road. As we're now on the road to 3,100 subscribers. Thank you so much for watching. We're so glad to have the show back on board. Thank you for watching. I'll talk to you guys again next time. I'm your cousin, sign off. Like, favorite, subscribe. I'll see you in another video. Laters!